Okay, so good day everyone. So today our topic is planning for learner-centered instruction. So as what we did right now, no, we need to train our student to learn from their own, no, based on our given instruction. Because understanding planning for learner-centered instruction emphasizes that effective teaching begins long before classroom delivery. Thoughtful planning allows teachers to anticipate learner needs, context, and possible challenges. A learner-centered plan shift focus from what the teacher will say to what learners will achieve. So instruction becomes intentional rather than improvised. Planning helps teachers use time and resources efficiently. Well-prepared lesson promote confidence for both teachers and learners. So learning experiences become coherent and meaningful. So teaching quality is strengthened through purposeful design. Outcomes-based lesson planning, as Ched instructed, serves as a foundation of learner-centered instruction. Clear learning outcomes define what learners expected to know, understand, and demonstrate. So these outcomes guide every instructional decision made by our teacher. So when outcomes are explicit, lesson becomes focused and a goal-driven. Learners benefit from knowing what is expected of them. Outcomes provide their direction and purpose to learning activities. So teaching avoids unnecessary content and distraction. Learning becomes purposeful and measurable. Outcomes-based planning emphasizes learner performance rather than teacher coverage. So our teacher designs lessons starting from the desired learning results. Instruction is planned backward from outcomes to activities and assessment. And this approach ensures that learning goals are prioritized. No outcomes encourage higher order thinking skills when well written. So our learners are challenged to apply, analyze, and create. Teaching becomes aligned with meaningful learning, education shift toward competence development. So the alignment of objective, our activities, and assessment ensures coherence in the teaching learning process. Now, our objectives define the learning destination, activities provide the learning journey, and the assessment confirms arrival. Misaligning can result in confusion and superficial learning. So you as teachers, carefully match activities to intended outcomes. So our assessment tasks are designed to measure the same outcomes taught. Alignment supports fairness and validity in evaluation. So learner experience consistency is in expectations, no? And learning becomes integrated and logical. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead.
Mapagpalang araw po, Doc, and to my classmates. Today, I'm going to present or to discuss about planning for learner-centered instruction. Contents, objectives, outcome-based, planning, learner-centered, approach promoting a learner-centered environment, overcoming challenges in learner-centered approach, the future of learner-centered approaches, final thoughts. We have the objectives. Explain the principles of outcome-based lesson planning and describe how objectives, activities, and assessments are constructively aligned in learner-centered instruction. Design a simple learner-centered lesson plan that demonstrates proper alignment of learning outcomes, instructional activities, and assessment methods. Demonstrate appreciation of a learner-centered teaching by selecting and justifying appropriate learner-centered strategies and preparing instructional plans that considers students' needs, interests, and abilities. Outcome-based lesson planning. Definition. Outcome-based lesson planning centers on clearly defined learning objectives that focus on what learners achieve and demonstrate at the end of instructional sessions. Alignment. Okay. OBLP is an instructional approach that centers on clearly defined learning outcomes as the foundation of teaching and learning. Instead of focusing primarily on the content coverage, outcome-based learning lesson planning emphasizes what learners are expected to know, understand, and be able to do at the end of the lesson, unit, or course. This approach aligns with learner-centered education and supports meaningful, measurable, and transferable learning. Context and education system. In the Philippines, it aligns with the Department of Education's standard-based curriculum and most essential learning competences or yung tinatawag pong MELCs, ensuring purposeful and national learning goals-driven instructions. Foundation outcome-based, OBE, starts with identified desired outcome strategically designing teaching activities and assessment to achieve those results. Shift from teacher-centered to learner-centered. This method moves away from focusing solely on content delivery to prioritizing learner achievement and demonstrable skills. Measurement of success. Success is gauged by the quality of students' performance and demonstration of targeted competencies rather than by the breadth of content covered. Key principles of outcome-based lesson planning. Clarity in learning outcomes. Outcomes need to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, or what we call SMART, ensuring students understand expectation. They clearly describe observable learner performance, alignment, or coherence through alignment, ensuring instructional activities, teaching strategies, and assessments are directly aligned to support achieving the stated outcomes. Its assessments are aligned to ensure coherence and effectiveness. Focus on the learner. Instructions adapts to learners' needs, preferences, and abilities, actively engaging them in the learning process. Instructions is designed around learners' needs, abilities, interests, and learning styles. Continuous feedback. Establishing recurrent assessment loops to guide improvements and facilitate learning progression effectively. Targeted learning outcomes. Precise objectives describe what learners should accomplish by the end of the lesson using actionable verbs. Relevant content selection. Teaching material is chosen based on its alignment with intended learning outcomes and practical applicability. And also student-centered activities. Engaging activities sequenced logically encourage active learning while building complex understanding. Another components of an outcome-based lesson plan, assessment method. Assessments such as quizzes, tasks, projects, and reflections are devised to measure objectives comprehensively. Reflection and feedback opportunities. Students and educators evaluate progress to enhance understanding and identify areas requiring more attention. For improvement po ito. Steps in developing an outcome-based lesson plan. 1. Identifying learning outcomes. Begin by defining what students need to achieve based on curricular standards or broader competencies like MELCs. Crafting aligned assessments. Design tools, rubrics, or methods to evaluate whether learning outcomes are being realized effectively. 3. Planning instructional activities. Select activities that ensures relevance to outcomes and promote critical thinking and engagement. Plan teaching and learning activities that will lead students toward achieving the outcomes. Implementing strategies. Use learner-centered pedagogical methods to optimize instructional delivery and student involvement, post-lesson reflections, reflect on lessons' effectiveness and revise as necessary, or evaluate the effectiveness of activities, outcomes, and assessment revising for future improvement. Advantage of outcome-based lesson planning. Enhances clarity and focus, provides a structured, purpose-driven pathway for teaching and learning activities, support inclusive learning, encourages the use of differentiated instructions, techniques to meet diverse learners' needs, promotes alignment, decreases instructional discrepancies by ensuring all lesson components work cohesively. Advantages of outcome-based lesson planning. Boost meaningful engagement, shift focus to achieving impactful learning that fosters applicability and long-term retention. It ensures alignment between objectives, instructions, and assessment, encourages transparency and accountability. Challenges in outcome-based lesson planning. We have the time-intensive creation. Developing measurable outcomes and aligned activities requires substantial effort and dedication. Teachers' proficiency requirements. Instructors must possess skills in crafting smart outcomes that address learner needs effectively. May be challenging to implement in large or diverse classes. And also it requires appropriate assessment tools and rubrics, yung complexity in assessment. Learner-centered approach. Okay. Learner-centered approach is the instructions based on learner needs and interests. Key domains of learner-centered instruction. Role of the teacher. In a learner-centered approach, teachers shift their focus to facilitate student learning rather than solely delivering content. They act as guides and mentors, encouraging students to construct their understanding and explore their interest. Balance of power. Decision-making in the classroom is shared. Students are encouraged to take ownership of their learning journey by participating in setting goals, creating strategies, and making choices about their learning activities. Function of learning content. Content is not merely transmitted but used as a tool to foster critical thinking skills, self-awareness, and problem-solving abilities. It provides the basis for experiential learning and personal growth. Okay, we have the responsibility for learning. Learners are encouraged to take personal responsibility for their education. Teachers play a key role in creating an environment that motivates and empowers students to take initiative and actively engage in the or in their learning. Evaluation activities promotes learning, encourage self and peer assessment abilities. There are a few different methods that learner-centered instruction can use, as well as including the following. We have the active learning. Active learning students take center stage by engaging meaningful activities such as problem solving, discussions, debates, and collaborations. These methods enhances understanding and deeply embed knowledge. Cooperative learning, students work together in pairs or teams to solve problems or complete projects. In that inductive teaching and learning, students are presented with challenges, then taught through inductive methods such as inquiry-based learning, problem-based learning, case-based instruction, and project-based learning. This approach builds curiosity and critical thinking. Methods in learner-centered instruction. Problem-based learning. Students are presented with real-life scenarios and work to formulate solutions. These scenarios simulate practical challenges and encourage analytical and creative thinking. Experiential learning. In this method, students engage in hands-on activities and reflect on their experiences to derive insights, making learning both practical and reflective. Differences from traditional and teaching methods. Okay. As what I've said earlier, learning-centered approach is the instruction based on learners' needs and interests, while teacher-centered approach, teachers control content, pacing, and assessment. Okay. Active versus passive learning. Unlike traditional methods where students passively receive information, learner-centered approaches engage individuals in actively building knowledge through participation and exploration. Individuality over uniformity. Traditional methods focus on uniform instruction for all students, whereas learner-centered approaches respect and address the diverse needs, learning styles, and existing knowledge of students. Flexible teaching roles. In traditional teaching, the instructor is the sole authority. In the learner-centered methods, educators act as facilitators, encouraging interactions, discussions, and shared decision-making with students. In learner-centered approach, the learner is our focus. Differences from traditional teaching methods. Dynamic evaluations. While traditional education prioritizes grades to measure success, learner-centered approaches incorporate formative assessment and feedback, promoting continuous improvement and self-evaluation. Content utility. Content in learner-centered methods serves to develop critical skills and foster personal growth rather than solely covering static topics or fulfilling curriculum requirements. Benefits of adopting a learner-centered approach. What are those benefits? We have improved learner engagement. Active participation motivates students to be attentive and deeply involved, creating a more immersive and meaningful educational experience. Also, enhanced motivation. Students feel encouraged to pursue their goals and take responsibility for their learning, leading to a stronger drive to succeed. They understand that they must be active participants in their education. This understanding, in turn, encourages them to set and work towards specific goals and take in more information than they likely would have otherwise. Better knowledge, retention, and application. Engage in motivated learners, retain knowledge longer, and apply it effectively in diverse scenarios beyond the classroom setting. Traditional learning environment might help students memorize information for an exam. They can also create a situation in which those students forget the information as soon as they completed the exam and don't know how to use it to their advantage. Strengthen problem-solving skill. Through dynamic and active learning processes, students can analyze situations critically, think creatively, and craft practical solutions to complex challenges. Fostered collaboration and teamwork, group task discussions, and cooperative projects enhance students' communications and interpersonal skills, promoting productive teamwork in various settings. This strategy gives students more opportunities to collaborate and develop their communication skills. Better communication, in turn, can lead to increased productivity, better results on projects, and more. Promoting a learner-centered environment. Role of trainers or educators and tools. Trainers as facilitator. Trainers shift roles from being sole knowledge givers to facilitators who guide learners in applying information and solving problems. Utilization of e-learning tools. Platforms like adaptive learning technologies encourage diverse learning styles, self-paced learning, and personalized instruction, supporting creativity. By adopting flexible teaching methodologies, educators support diverse approaches to problem solving and knowledge application. Giving students a voice. Emphasizing feedback loops. Open channels for students' feedback help educators adjust teaching strategies based on learner preferences and promote engagement. Shared decision-making. Students are involved in choices regarding their learning activities, fostering ownership of their education and deeper commitment. Valuing diverse perspectives. Encouraging students to share their ideas bolsters mutual respect and drives innovation in collaborative learning spaces. Encouraging flexibility and risk-taking. Experimentation in learning. Students are encouraged to test creative solutions without the fear of errors, strengthening innovative through processes. Adapting students' need. Flexible instructional designs respond dynamically to learners' evolving preferences and abilities. Risk as growth. Educators promote the understanding that challenges and failures are opportunities for personal and academic growth. Respecting individual learning styles. Personalized learning plans. Tailored lesson plans are constructed based on individual learning style assessments, improving knowledge retention. Adaptive learning techniques. Customized e-learning tools enable instructions to match the pace and preference of each learner. Holistic inclusion, recognizing and addressing varied learning styles, ensures equitable opportunities for success among students. Promoting collaboration. Group-based problem solving. Teamwork in project-based tasks fosters critical thinking and strengthens interpersonal skills. Peer-to-peer discussion. Encouraging active dialogue among learners builds communication and cooperative learning abilities. Role-playing activities. Collaborative exercises such as simulations enhance real-world application skills while improving teamwork dynamics. Overcoming challenges in learning-centered approaches. Mindset shift. Transitioning to a learner-centered approach often requires a significant shift in perspectives for both instructors and students. Resistance may stem from unfamiliarity, but emphasizing the benefits such as enhanced engagement and better learning outcomes can facilitate acceptance over time. Difficulty measuring progress. Traditional methods of evaluations may not align well with learner-centered principles. Transparent, dynamic systems like role-playing exercises, real-life scenarios application, and data-driven e-learning tools can help monitor progress and provide clear insights. Providing adequate support. Supporting individual learners in large or diverse classes can be challenging. Incorporating technologies such as adaptive e-learning platforms allows instructors to track students' progress and identify those in need of additional resources or assistance. Overcoming challenges in learner-centered approaches. Time and resource constraints. Learner-centered approaches often demand extensive planning and resource allocation. To mitigate this issue, instructors can leverage technology to streamline lesson creation and adapt content efficiently to meet diverse learner needs. Instructor competence, adapting teaching strategies to align with learner-centered approaches can be complex. Continuous professional development programs and hands-on training can enhance educators' expertise in designing and delivering outcome-aligned instruction effectively. The future of learner-centered approaches. Employee onboarding. Personalized learning paths. Adopt a learner-centered process to tailor onboarding experiences, accommodating employees' unique learning style and individual needs. Okay. Trainers can use a learner-centered process during onboarding to learn more about new employees, their learning styles, their approach to problem solving. A learner-centered approach will also help new team members get to know each other and their coworkers faster and help them get acclimated to the new work environment sooner. Enhance team integration. Encourage collaboration interaction among new hires, as what I've said, through shared learner-centered approaches that foster connection and understanding. Provide adaptable training methods that support smoother transitions into the workplace while ensuring skill acquisition and knowledge retention. Continuing education. Flexible training. Enable employees to complete ongoing training at their own pace using adaptive tools designed to cater to different learning preferences. Skill reinforcement regularly developed and strengthened skills through learner-centered workshops focused on practical and personalized application. Tools for engagement incorporate interactive and engaging e-learning platforms to ensure continued motivation and active participation in ongoing development. Leadership training. One is problem-solving development. Implement learner-centered activities that encourage critical thinking and multiple perspective problem-solving, essential for future leaders. To summarize this, learning-centered education can also be used in leadership training courses. This approach can even help educators identify those who are best equipped to succeed in leadership roles in the future because they get a chance to see how these employees solve problems, collaborate with peers, and address difficult topics. Siyempre, leadership readiness, no? Use learner-centered methods to evaluate and identify individual strengths, preparing them for effective leadership responsibilities. Okay, I have the final thoughts. One highlights the significance of learner-centered approaches, enhancing engagement, motivation, and student-centered learning environments. By focusing on the unique needs of learners, this approach ensures personalized and effective education. Emphasizes the role of the technology in driving the successful implementation of learner-centered instructions. Tools like e-learning platforms empower students to learn independently and adapt content to individual learning styles. Underscores the importance of instructors serving as facilitator rather than sole information providers, fostering a collaborative learning space that values flexibility, creativity, and student contributions. Encourages reflections as a key component, emphasizing the need for regular feedback from both educators and learners to assess and improve the teaching and learning process. Concludes with a reminder that embracing a learner-centered methodology can be transformative, ensuring alignment with teaching trends and preparing learners for a real-world application of knowledge and skills. Thank you po. Doc Melo, okay na po ako.
Okay, so thank you so much, presenter, no? People or planning for learner-centered instruction emphasizes the intentional design of teaching and learning experiences that place learners' needs, abilities, and context at the core of your instruction as teacher. No? So outcomes-based lesson planning serves as the foundation of this approach, ensuring that clearly defined learning outcomes guide all instructional decisions. So when teachers begin with what learners should know, value, and be able to do, lessons become more purposeful and coherent. And this focus helps shift instruction away from content coverage toward meaningful learning, where students actively construct knowledge and demonstrate understanding through authentic performance. A critical element of learner-centered planning is the alignment of objective, learning activities, and assessment. No? See to it that you design alignment of objectives, learning activities, and assessment. Well-aligned lessons ensure that teaching strategies directly support the intended outcomes and that assessment genuinely measure what students are expected to learn. activities are designed not as isolated tasks, but as opportunities for inquiry, for collaboration, for reflection, and for application. Assessments, both formative and summative, become tools for learning rather than mere measures of performance, providing timely feedback that supports student growth and instructional improvement. So the selection and preparation of learner-centered strategies further strengthen effective instruction by recognizing learner diversity and promoting engagement. Because again, I just like to remind everyone, future teachers, strategies such as collaborative learning, problem-solving based tasks, differentiated instruction, and reflective activities encourage students to take ownership of their learning. Because again, preparing for learner-centered teaching also requires teachers to anticipate learner needs, again, as what we discussed previously, manage flexible learning environments, and reflect on their instructional practice. Through thoughtful planning and continuous refinement, you as teachers create inclusive and responsive classrooms that support deeper understanding, critical thinking, and lifelong learning skills. Okay, so thank you so much, presenter.